What is going on, guys? Um, gonna wait for some people to pop in here. Hopefully, we get some people on the stream here. I tried to record the last time, do a live stream, but I ended it because I just felt like I was interfering. At Bob Hunt's. Um, I know Bob Hunt went live too. Um, so I didn't really want to interfere with him at all. But what is up, everybody? How's it going? Um, Hopefully some people join. If not, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna kind of be talking about Scream Six, anyways. Um, we could talk about Halloween Ends as well. I know I didn't put that in the title, but we could definitely talk about whatever, whatever you guys want to ask or talk about. So, just wait for some people, I guess, to join in. As I said, I tried to do it while Hunting for Entertainment was going live, but I decided, I don't really want to, do that, to him, because I don't know. I just didn't really want to interfere with his stream because I know he's got a lot of people on his. Well, he only had 4 people on the stream, but still. Um, but I'm kind of waiting for some people to join. Right now, just here. I'm pretty sure somebody will. I'm just wait and see, I guess. But as of right now, we can just kind of chill out and um we could kind of chill out and talk about some Scream Six. I'm gonna talk about Scream Six, the New York thing, because I talked about that a lot of times. In a lot of my videos, I talked about how like we might be getting like an opening attack and all that in the opening or in the opening scene. I think I'm pretty sure because there's pictures and all that of a van. A lot of people are wondering if that's like a scene of a crime or something. Um, a scene or something that like in the opening scene or something. A lot of people were speculating and wondering like what's um a lot of people are just wondering like which um like whose van is that? Is that Gail's van? Is that Joel's van? I mean, a lot of people don't know, but a lot of people are saying, including me, you know, I'm kind of saying that um that I'd have to say it's probably Joel's van. Yeah, it could be Joel's van, but it also could be Gail's van as well. Um, but who knows? I guess. Mm. And wait for some people to come in. As I said, um, I don't know if there's gonna be really much people coming in probably tonight. Because a lot of people are probably sleeping now, and I think I might try to go live like earlier, like in the day. Try to get up earlier, Try to, get it out of the way earlier, so I could say what's up to everybody. Um, man, this is one of those nights. But I'm basically gonna be talking about here. So, I'm gonna put my phone on the charger here for a minute. And see if anybody joins here in a minute, because I'm gonna try to see if I could maybe invite somebody here on for like guests. I don't think I could invite guests yet, but invite guests to broadcast studio. No, I don't want to. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure this out because I never really use this as much. Um, Man, I don't know if everybody's sleeping or what, but um, it's one of those nights, I guess. Sorry, I was kind of looking at something real quick. Um, but yeah, so I'm basically just gonna talk about some Scream Six a little bit here, till we see somebody join in the chat, because I'm pretty sure somebody will eventually, but I don't know. I have no idea. A lot of people do have to work. A lot of people, you know, are asleep right now probably. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Scream Six for a little bit here. Um, I think it's gonna be honestly a great like film, I would say, but I don't really know. Like a lot of people think it's gonna be a bad film because Sidney Prescott's not gonna be in it, but I don't really think that's the case. I think that's there's a lot worse films. There's a lot worse. So like I said, Scream Five, like I said, was not. It wasn't for me. Like I'm just being honest here. Like Scream Five just wasn't for me personally. I liked it somewhat, but Scream Five wasn't for me. Like the style of it, the style of film, um, just wasn't for me. Like I could understand like somebody, saying, well, like somebody saying that Scream Five is, like the best and all that, and I disagree with that. I disagree with that totally because first of all, Scream Five to me is not. It's not anywhere near the old films, in my opinion. I think that the old films are always going to be the best, like Scream films, like ever made. So I think a lot of people just need to quit saying that. Quit saying Scream Five is the best and all. It's not. I'm 100% sure it's not. Um, there's a lot of films, out there that. Oh, we got a guest. How's it going, Blanca? I was waiting for somebody to pop in for a minute. I'm gonna go for at least until 2 o'clock, at least. I would say. Um, but I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you here, man. Like I said, we're gonna be talking about some Scream Six. We could talk about Halloween Ends too, if you want. Um, we could talk about anything you would like. But um, I'm okay. Yourself? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good. I really, really, really. I think this day today was. It's pretty damn hot outside. Obviously, so it sucks that you can't really do much, outside. I can't do nothing. It's too fucking hot for that shit. But how you doing, man? Like seriously. Oh, I think you already told me. You said that you're okay. Sorry. Um, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I was just kind of waiting until some people pop in here. I'm glad to see you here, man. Really am. Um, I seen um Blucka Blucka. Scream 5 definitely wasn't the best. Yeah, man, I totally 100% agree with that. Scream 5 is not the best in my opinion. I don't think it's the best. I think it's probably the worst in the series. If I'm being honest, like I mean, I could kind of see why people, the only problem that I have, majority of the reason why I don't really like it as much is because Dewey's death. Dewey's death obviously kind of made me mad, very upset because the fact that he was shooting Ghostface already, and the fact that he was shooting Ghostface and he didn't shoot him in the head when he had the chance, you know, that just kind of made me mad, and I kind of wanted, I really wanted something, you know, something different, like him like saving Gail or something like that. Um, I really wanted to see something different, for once, but for sure. So it's not the best. Screaming for Conrad. What's going on, my man? How's it going? Thank you for popping in, man, for a little bit. He said, "Hey, Ghost, I'm stopping by to say hello. I have to be up early. Good night." All right, man. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Have a good night's sleep, man, for sure. I think I'm gonna try to do a live stream earlier in the day because obviously there's be a lot more people. I'm not gonna try to interfere with nobody though, like I said, because a lot of people, a lot of people will be going live too, and I just don't really want to interfere with anybody else's like streams. Blucka Blucka says that whole scene was choreographed poorly. Oh yeah, 100%. I really do believe that that scene, that scene alone, and just the whole movie mostly, like it was just bad dialogue. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't like. There's a lot of moments that I didn't like. Bad writing, bad. I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say though like the writing was bad, but it was unrealistic. It was just an unrealistic film. The fact that we didn't get any chase scenes, as I said, um, the fact that we didn't get any, much of a like kill count. We only got what, like 3 kills at the most. I mean, that's probably the lowest kill count in any Scream movie. Well, Scream 1996 had about like probably around, I would say around 3 as well, probably. I think, or 4. That had a low, kill count as well. But yeah, it was just disappointing because obviously Wes Craven, They were showing tribute to Wes Craven and all that, and they decided not to add any chase scenes. And that's one thing that Wes Craven was about, the chase scenes. So that's the way I look at it. Bucket says I wasn't a fan of how much they broke down. I wasn't a fan of how much they broke down Dewey to try to build all the film. Exactly. I'm not a fan of that either, man. I really think that there was a lot of stuff that they could have done a little better. Honestly, a lot of stuff. I feel like I said, just the execution of his death it just wasn't right to me. Like I said, people say it fits his character like very well, but to me, it doesn't really fit his character because maybe that was the old movies when he was doing all that. You know, maybe that was the older movies when he was missing shots and all that. But now, this is the fifth film, and you know he didn't shoot Ghostface when he had the chance. Like he was standing right there. You know what I mean? Like he was standing right there, and he literally shot Ghostface. But you mean to tell me that he's gonna shoot him in the chest and all that, and then follow Tara, follow Sam and Richie to the elevator, and then decide, oh, you got to shoot him in the head and turn around? No. And then on top of that, get distracted by a phone. Dude, I just don't buy it, man. I just don't. Just don't buy it. Blucka Blucka said it is the sign of lazy writing. Yes, yes. I totally agree with you. I think that, there's some kind of lazy writing within the film, you know? Not just Dewey's death, but other stuff too. Like, the dialogue, um, and all that stuff. It was just terrible. And I just hope that Radio Silence, I hope that they could do this film, Scream 6, right, you know? I really hope so. Really hope so. Blucka says excluding to include or breaking down to build up. Exactly. Yeah. I feel like they were building up like the female characters. It seemed like I don't see why, and this is personally just me. All right. Like I didn't have a problem with Dewey like dying necessarily. I didn't have a problem with it. Because I know we do have to move on and all that. But some ways I kind of feel like that he could have lived and they could have just had him disappear, throughout the film. Kind of like how Sydney, how she's not going to be in the film anymore, like how she's just basically going to be living her life. Well, how come they couldn't do that? Like with Dewey and like Gail and all that, and then they could have came back at an older age, So I think it would have been pretty cool, to have that, but apparently they didn't want to do that. So it's kind of upsetting if you ask me. But I really, really think it really is very upsetting. So Conrad went to sleep. Yeah. So yeah, man. And Blanca, if you're still here, let me know what you think about like what character did you not like. Let me know in the chat because I really don't. I mean, I don't really know what character I hated or anything. Um, Richie was pretty alright, I guess, as a killer. Amber was pretty alright, but okay, Blanca says I feel like they will move on from Radio Silence if this film doesn't make 30 million more than Screenplay. Yeah, man, I 100% agree with that because yeah, if they can't make a good film, like I said, if they cannot make a great film, they're gonna be in a shithole, man. You know, uh, they might as well just forget about it and just give the rights to somebody else. And you know, at this film, if Scream Six does not make 30 million or more money than Scream Five did, then basically, you know, you might as well just give the rights to somebody else that could actually make a great film, make tell a good story. Because now I'm not saying that like Radio Silence is worthless or anything. I'm not saying that, all right, because we don't know what they could do. Scream Six could be a great film, and we don't even know. But the thing is that if they copy like let's say like Scream Two and this next film, Scream Six, you're basically the fans. Nobody's gonna want to watch it because it's basically just another version of Scream Two. If they go that route, and a lot of people just don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody. A lot of people don't want that. Um, I don't want it mostly because, like I said, number one, we already had Screen Two. We already had Screen. We already had four movies already, right? So it just wouldn't make any sense to have another movie called Screen Two and rehash the same stuff from Screen Two, like copying the scenes, and that's the only thing I don't want because then it's not going to make as much money as Screen Five. It's not going to make more than Scream 5. I guarantee you, if they do that, if they make it like Scream 2, like copy the scenes and all that, like same scenes, they kill, Mindy or something in a similar way, how like Randy died. Man, it would be terrible, terrible. Nobody wants that. Blanca. I really only like Tara because of her acting in Dewey. Everyone else was. Eh. Uh, I agree with that. I like Sam. I personally love Sam. I think she was pretty good, but I kind of understand what you mean. You know, um, you know, I get what you mean, man. Dewey's probably my favorite, or actually, I think Randy was my favorite because I felt like he shouldn't have died. He died way too soon, in my opinion. What is going on, Joel? How's it going, man? Thank you for popping in. How's your night going? Blucka says people think that the 140 million box office was actually good, which just shows how people only look at the raw when making their opinion. Yeah, I think that's I agree with you on that, 100%. Because a lot of people think that um um that movies are gonna succeed. If believe me, if this movie doesn't make 30 million, they're not. It's not gonna be a success. That's all I'm know. That's all I know. So people don't really know. Um, I kind of understand what you mean, man, for sure, 100%. It's hard to explain. Um, Screenfly probably made 10, 15 million in franchise per year, which means that they would need 10 to 20 more films. like that to break even, basically just paying for sequels at this point. Exactly. Yes, I totally agree with that because if Scream 5 only made like 15 mil, and franchise means that they would need to make more films. Definitely. Like, I don't know if Radio Silence, like I said, it depends if these guys make the Scream 6, if Scream 6 is a success, I 100% believe that 100% believe that this film will be pretty decent, but I'm really hoping that it makes over 30 million, like you said, because if it doesn't make 30 million, as you said, it's, you know, it's not good. Then people are going to be very upset, and you might as well give the rights to somebody else. Joel Meekston Martin, he said it's okay. Oh, okay. That's cool, man. I'm glad that you popped in into the stream. So he said Scream. Oh, you meant Scream 6. Okay. So Scream 6 basically needs to make 7. Yes. I totally agree with that. Because if it makes less than that, it's not a success. It really isn't, you know? I mean, it needs to make way over 30 mil. Way over 30 mil. 30 million more than Scream 5, like you said. Because if it doesn't even make that even close to that, as I said, this film has a chance of failing, and this is I just don't want that. I want this film to be a success. I really do. Um, but like I said, a lot of people are worried and have concerns. I'm concerned too with a lot of stuff because if somebody if there's people that we don't really know for sure, you know, their name is obviously Radio Silence, Tyler, and I know that one guy, Tyler something. He's one of the directors, I think, and we don't know who these guys are. Really, we don't know if they're gonna do something stupid. We don't know what's going in their head. We don't know if they planned on, doing this, and planned on, rehashing Scream 2. We have no idea what they're thinking. But I have like I said, I have a lot of. Oh yeah, Matt and Tyler. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, Matt and Tyler. We don't know who these guys are. Like I said, like we know that they're Radio Silence and they're up and coming, but do we know who they actually are? Do we know? Can we trust them? Basically, is what I'm saying. You know, can we trust them to make a good film? That's just the main question. Um, I have no idea if we could trust them at this point. Because the way Dewey died, as I said, was lame, and it gets me thinking that if they kill Gale, it'll be even lamer. And I don't know if they planned on killing Sydney. But I would not be surprised if they did, because I just wouldn't be. You know. And Blucka Blucka, if the guy who owns the franchise is already beginning with funding to get them back, this is the make or break for Radio Silence. Yes, exactly. 100% agree with that. Like I said, um, Neve Campbell, she's a great actress, and like I said, it has nothing to do with like Radio Silence, because Radio Silence obviously wanted her, back for the film, but obviously Paramount, falls on their head, falls on them because they didn't pay her enough money, so therefore it's kind of their fault. It's Paramount's fault. Like I said, it's not not part of it's their fault. It's all their fault. Like I said, because they have something to do. They're the ones that have control over the checks, the money, and all that. And I just don't think that Radio Silence would do such a thing. I think Paramount is, they're the ones. It's their fault. You know, and I truly agree with you. You said that already, being extremely funny to get in that bag. Yeah, to make or break for Radio. Exactly. Yes, I 100% agree with that. To Matt and Tyler, yes. Blucka Blucka. There's no evidence that any of them can write something of their own. Exactly. There's no evidence. There's no evidence at all that they could write any film on their own. I mean, this man, this makes me want Kevin Williamson to really come back. Um, it really does, because Kevin Williamson was actually a good writer. He actually knew what to do. He knew what he came up with great stories. You know, and the other Scream films, he was in. He wrote Scream 1996, and then wrote Scream 2, and then he obviously couldn't do Scream 3, obviously because he was busy at that time. Um, he did Scream 4, and those films are great. They made a lot of money. I think those films did pretty well. You know, and he's just a great writer. I would really want him to write. But personally, the best writer in the crew has some nice films credited, but he is a screenplay writer, which means he just adapts material for films, which isn't hard if you have good material to try to adapt. Yeah, exactly. If you have good material and all that to try to, it's not really that hard, I guess. But like I said, man, for all I know, we don't know anything about these guys. We know that they made other film. I forgot the name of the other film that they made before they made Scream, but we don't know who these guys are. Like these guys, all we know is that they're directors and writers. We don't know if they're gonna do something stupid. You know, I don't know where everyone gets Paramount from. Paramount is a distributor, which means they fund the advertising and the streaming service. Exactly, but they also, like I said, they have control over the funding. They have the control over their um they fund advertising, yes, and they fund streaming services, but also they have control over checks. How much a person gets paid. Because of Paramount, like I said, I don't know who owns the. I think that's Dimension Films. Miramax, I think, owns the rights to the Scream films. I think, or no, you said Gary Barber is the guy who owns the Scream franchise, but I think Paramount's or Dimension Films and Miramax used to own. I think they used to own the Scream franchise, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, Paramount basically it falls on their shoulders. Any company's shoulders. All right, but to say like Miramax, they did that to Sydney or something, or you know, but to say that they did that, to Sydney or something like that, you know, it falls on their shoulders. Any distributor, any company, movie company, out there, that has control over the checks and they don't give somebody enough money, well, it all falls on their shoulders because they have control over all that. They have control over the funding. They have control over the checks. They have they have all the control. they control all that, so that's the way I look at it, anyways. If that makes any sense. It makes more sense for it to be Spyglass Media. Oh, like to what do you mean by that? Do you mean like to take have control over the money? Because I don't really agree with that. Like I said, because I just don't really think that's the case. I think Paramount is 100%, behind it. you know, they're the ones that have control over the money. Obviously, as I said, um, Waka Waka. Gary Barber is a guy who owns the Scream franchise and is listed as executive producer, which means he is one of the people responsible for funding the project and where the funding goes. Oh, really? That's very interesting. I really, really, really just believe though that Paramount was half. They were half of the reason. You know, um, they really are. Gary Barber, he probably was the problem too. If he was responsible for the funding and all that, because if he owns the franchise, like I don't know how long he's owned the franchise, but if he's owned the franchise for that long, for quite a while since 1996, I would say it's his fault, but I would say I'm gonna say it's both of their faults. I'm gonna say it's Paramount and his fault. All right, because as I said, you have control over the money, and that's the bottom line. You can't. You know, I just disagree with a lot of people. People. Okay, yeah, I think Gary Barber. Obviously, he had some part of it, I believe, especially if he owns the rights to the franchise. Obviously, if he owns the rights to the franchise, well, that means that yeah, he has control over funding. He's got the money thing and all. He's responsible for funding, you know, and he's responsible where it goes. I totally 100% agree with that, but I also agree with I also think that Paramount, as I said, was behind this all too because I just don't really see that. I don't see why Gary Barber would necessarily do that to Nev. You know, it's possible. It's possible, but I just don't see why. If he's been doing these films since 1996, I just don't. I don't know. I don't really know why he would do that, but yeah, owning the rights to the franchise probably means he only gets the final say in every creative decision. Oh, so really, what you're saying is so basically like the owners of a franchise. Let's say like Jason Blum. I don't know if Jason Blum's the owner of the Halloween franchise or not, but I'm just making an example. We'll just say that he was, and he basically would have control over basically the creative decision and the story. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It falls on on their shoulders. His and Paramount's. You know, the executive producers, producers and lighting producers fund the movie. Yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. They definitely do fund the movie. But a big part of that, as I said, is Paramount too. These executive producers actually might be from Paramount. You know, who knows? So yeah, Miramax owned it, and Dimension distributed. Yes, yep. I remember. I remember Miramax. had the rights. They owned it. They owned the Scream franchise for a while. The Sony leak showed the public how process works behind the scenes for big budget films. Oh wow, that's crazy. I did not know that actually. That's pretty crazy. Um, so the executive producers and all that, yeah, like Paramount, all of them, man, they just have a. So basically, that's how they pay for movies. Basically, is what you're saying. And one thing to add about that, man, about this, um, yeah, I think the executive producers obviously have something to do with helping pay for the movie, but also um Paramount too. You know, Paramount and Paramount is you know a company that's involved with Screen now. I could totally. They definitely do help. Like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, man. Sorry, kind of daydreaming. Sorry. Um. So what I'm basically saying is that the executive producers and all that pay. They help pay for the film. I think so. So you got to understand the funding is. You got to understand the funding is split into groups. You have your films budget, which is strictly for producers to work with, and the distributors who fund advertisers and everyone else. Yeah, I totally 100% agree with you, man. I really do. But I just think that Paramount, as I said, is the big problem. Paramount basically paid for the rights to get it on Paramount Plus to get a surge of viewers on their platform, as they have nothing going for it. Oh, yeah, I know. I know Paramount Plus. That's obviously they distribute. They made that. Obviously, they obviously paid for the rights. They paid for the rights. To the Scream franchise, I think is what you're saying, and they definitely Paramount Plus is a big part of them, obviously, because yeah, it's like a streaming. It's a streaming platform, obviously, and actually, Scream was actually on there. Scream 5 was on there. Paramount Plus after it got released. Um so yeah, Paramount Plus is man, Paramount man, I just can't believe they did that to Nev, you know. So Spyglass purchased the franchise during Amy when Weinstein got punished. Oh wow. Well, I know nothing about this like behind the scenes stuff, man. But it seems like you know a lot. Like behind the scenes. All I know is that the whole Nev thing the whole Nev thing is it all falls on Radio Silent and not Radio Silent. It all falls on Paramount's shoulders. That's all I know. So look it up. What do producers do for films, and what do distributors do for? Oh, I definitely will try to look that up. You'd be surprised of how much funding isn't listed in the budget as a film. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll definitely look it up later for sure. Distributors could pay anywhere from 50% to 300% of what the listed budget is. So Paramount could have paid 12 mil to 72 mil to advertise Scream 5 and roll it out after theaters. Oh, yeah, for sure, 100%. And like I said, Paramount has everything to do with budget and all that. They have everything to do with money, man. You know, it's just, man, it pisses me off about the whole Nev thing because they pay for all the streaming devices. They pay for all the streaming services like they got the rights to the Paramount Plus and all that shit. And but yet they couldn't pay an actor for what she's worth. Like they couldn't pay Nev for what she's worth. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, but they could pay for other shit. They could pay for um they could pay for like streaming. Where you're not paying a legend that deserves all that, deserves all the love in the world. Paramount, man. Telling you. Half of this is their fault. It is their fault. I think, anyways. But so the only logical reason for Paramount to be involved in this film is to get the viewership to their streaming service. Yes, exactly. And then, and I really think that's the case too. I think that Paramount is really involved just for the I don't know if they're just about the cash grab or not. I 100% think that could be the case, that they could be involved with Screen now because of cash grabs. That's what I really believe because I think that these guys definitely are in it to make money. 100% because they have all these platforms. Like I said, they have Paramount Plus, obviously. Um, they got all these other movies that they're involved with. You know, and the fact that they didn't pay Nev, like I said, enough money, this goes to show that you know that these people are all about money. You know, so not a single producer is a Paramount employee. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I understand what you mean. Producers don't have to be the one who shell out the money. They're just in charge of getting the money from people and are the voice of that money, which is why there is 9 producers for Scream 5 and Scream 6. Yes, exactly. Yes, I totally agree with that. Um, the producers, I think the executive producers and all that are definitely like the main like problem. I think too because they're involved with Paramount, all that. I mean, it all falls on their shoulders, man. I'm just telling you, like it really does. Um, and there's 9 producers for wow, 9 producers. I did not know that there was that many. Thanks for letting me know that. It's quite a bit. I'm telling you, man. That's why I believe that. Um, that's why I believe 100% that this Paramount is just all about money. At this point. It would be hard to sell Sydney's importance for Scream 6 after showing and it was right. Exactly, yes, exactly. Like the fact that you know, they basically sold they put this all on themselves, I think. The fact that they didn't give Nev enough money, like I said, they basically it's like them wanting to sell Sydney because they don't think she's good enough or something. I have no idea, but the fact that she like I said, didn't get paid enough money. It boggles my damn mind. As I said, still, like it just does because she's a great actor. She's so important. Her importance in the Scream franchise is You know, she's very important in the Scream franchise. She is she is the face of the franchise. You know, and these people, Paramount, didn't really need to think about the future of this franchise and all that, and they need to think about, you know, they just need to think about the future and quit being about it, because it seems like they're just trying to get money out of people. You know, they're trying to just get money. You know, I think that that's all they're about basically, and that's what it seems like. Um, the Scream is owned by Spyglass, which is owned by Lionsgate, which is a huge competitor to Paramount. So I highly doubt Paramount has much of a say in this franchise, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, it's Spyglass definitely. Um if they own Lionsgate, which is a huge, competitor, basically, like you said, it's very, very unlikely that Paramount would really have much of a say about the franchise financially, because that means that Spyglass will basically, I think they have the rights to the franchise. I think, or you said that Gary, you said Gary Barber has the rights to the franchise, but he might work. I don't know where he works, but yeah, I totally 100% agree. And the Spyglass owns the rights to Scream. Paramount has no say at all what happens. They have no say. 100% agree with that. Like, Spyglass has all the say because they own the rights. So it had to be Spyglass and Lionsgate, in my opinion. Exactly, 100%. I agree with you, man. I was planning to do acting, and when I went to school to get placed CW for a bit, I went to school and got placed on CW for a bit. I got to learn a lot of stuff related to the business. 2010 and 2012. Oh wow, man, that's pretty cool, man. I did not know that. That's cool. Thank you for sharing. I really, 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 um, I'm really, that's cool, man. You wanting to be an actor and all that. Basically, is what you're saying. Guess that's what you're saying. You said that I was planning to do. Yeah, that's what you meant. You're basically gonna go to acting school and all that, and you wanted to become an actor, basically. Wow, that's pretty cool. Blugga blugga. Jamie Kennedy said it wasn't radio silence. It was someone new to the franchise, and he knows him. Gary Barber has the most experience in the business. He is new to Scream franchise and is Spyglass. Okay. So Gary Barber is kind of just new, so he's not really been in the franchise for that long. Okay, so he's basically just started. Obviously, for Scream 5, obviously came out. Obviously, right? Is that what you're saying? Um, Jamie Kennedy said that he knows who it is. Oh, I seen that Jamie Kennedy actually made a video about that, about the whole Nev thing. Um and that's actually really crazy. So Gary Barber is actually the one that has every say, not Paramount. You know, if Gary Barber has the rights and he is Spyglass, like you said, he definitely has most of all the say in the world. Not Paramount, but that's cool that Jamie Kennedy, man, he's got a YouTube channel, and I've been seeing a lot of his videos and all that. Um, and yeah, he's real, man. He tells you how it is. you know, he really does tell you how it is. He's really real. He tells the truth. It seems like, he's really truthful about this kind of stuff. I I am a gambling man. I would put money that is him who is responsible for this. Oh, so you're basically saying that Gary Barber is responsible for this? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying um or are you saying what are you saying? So are you basically saying that Gary Barber is responsible for this? Or are you saying that um somebody in the business that Jamie Kennedy knows is responsible? I'm kind of confused. Do you mean that Gary Barber is? Um, kind of confused. If Dimension was the distributor and Miramax was owned by Weinstein, that kind of supports the producer and distributor funding scenario. SNF calls out Miramax. Weinstein's for not paying her properly. Oh, that's right. Yes, for Scream 3, I think, right? Um, I think for Scream 3, the Weinsteins didn't really pay her enough. Didn't pay her properly in that film either. Yes, I remember that. Thank you for reminding me, man. I forgot about that. Man, yeah, I think it was Scream 3, I think it was the film that where she didn't get paid enough. Um because basically she wasn't really like really much in it, but she wasn't really, she had other projects at that time, I remember, and she wasn't in that film as much as the other two. Um and yeah, I remember that now. The Weinsteins did not pay her properly, so shame on them too. Back in that day, back in Scream 3 days, you know, that's just terrible. It's just unfortunate. It's stupid that people got to do that. Um, so let me know in the chat if I'm right. If it was Scream 3, was that the movie that she didn't get paid enough for? Because I think the Weinsteins were involved with that, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, One of my teachers was Matthew Lillard. What? Look, are you being serious? Hold up. You said one of my teachers was Matthew Lillard? No, like legitimately, like seriously? Like Matthew Lillard was your teacher? Let me know in the chat. That's crazy if he that's amazing if he was. Or are you playing? Are you trolling me? He ended up getting promoted to head of department like 3 months after I started. Oh, wow. Radio Silence takes up three other producers, three freelancers, our producers, um, and two of them are Wes Craven, and which leaves Gary Barber as the odd man out. Oh, wow. So you do mean? Oh, okay. So you do mean Gary Barber? Okay. Wow, that's crazy. Cause yeah, I remember the Weinstein's also did that too to Neff. So the person who had to shell out money for Neff, knows the actual financial gains of Scream 5. He knows that the movie wasn't as much as a of a success as the public and media made it out to be. Oh, Yeah, Scream 5 I don't think was really that financially like good. I don't really know if it made that. I think it made a lot of money, but I don't think it made quite as much as a lot of people would have wanted it. It definitely did not make anywhere near 30 million. That's all I know. So on top of the Weinstein's not paying her and bringing that situation again, probably means that she is talking about another franchise owner. Yeah, maybe. But let me know if I was right about the Weinsteins. Weren't they involved with Scream 3? Because obviously Kevin Williamson obviously wasn't able to write that film. But was it Scream 3 where Nev didn't get paid enough? Yeah, Matthew Lillard was a teacher at Vancouver Film School. Before they promoted him to head of the department. Oh, okay. That's really cool, man. That's really cool. That must have been a dream. Um, Matthew Lillard was your teacher. Um, that's really, 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 really cool. So they had a film school. Um, wow. And Matthew Lillard was legitimately your teacher? That's crazy, man. I know that Matthew Lillard is from Michigan, where I'm from. Um, he lived in Lansing. I think he's from Lansing, Michigan. Um, Vancouver is like in New York, isn't it? That's awesome, man. Film school. The Weinstein's on Scream 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. But which film was it that Nev didn't get paid enough for? Was it Scream 3? Because I think if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Scream 3. The one that she didn't get paid for, or the movie that she didn't get paid enough for, basically. Oh, Vancouver is Canada. Sorry, I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Vancouver. Um, I'm thinking of like New York and all that. So the Weinsteins also had the same problem with Scary Movie too. Oh wow, I didn't know that the Weinsteins owned the Scary Movie. Did they own the rights to the whole Scary Movie franchise, or? I didn't even recognize him as Stu LOL. He did the Shaggy voice. Man, Matthew Lillard's so great. He's a great actor. Um, Shout out to my boy Stu Mocker, man. Um, and Blucka, are you on the Stu train? Because I think Stu's gonna return. I hope he does, anyways, for Scream 7. Vancouver is Canada. Oh, yep. Yep, yep. Scream 3 probably. Yeah, I think it was Scream 3, if I'm not mistaken, because I heard that somebody was talking about, um, because she was not in that film that much. She doesn't have that, she wasn't in that film as much, obviously, because she had other projects going on at that time. So she was not in the film as much. And I think it was Scream 3, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure, 100% sure it was. They never tell you who gets the position of the CW shows. But I think that Matthew got on me on or got me on Supernatural because it was my favorite show. Oh wow. Wow, that's cool. I don't really like Supernatural personally. I really never really got into that kind of stuff. Obviously that's just me though. Um that's pretty cool, man. That is really cool. That's cool that Matthew is actually your teacher at the film school. So that's crazy. You legitimately wanted to be an actor then? So Weinstein's owned the rights to so many good franchises. Like, what other franchises do they have the rights to? So they had the Scary Movie. They have the rights to the Scary Movie franchise still. I don't have any pictures saved as I'm not a social media guy, but my friend has a bunch of pictures of me and a bunch of actors from CW and Matthew Lillard. Wow, that's pretty cool, man. That's really awesome. Matthew Lillard, like I said, he's iconic. He's a legend. You know, he's a great actor. Um, I want Matthew Lillard to return, 100%. Like Supernatural is a very cheesy show. I can understand. Yeah, I just never really got into personally like the supernatural like shows or movies. You know, I never really got into possession movies as much. Um, I never really got into much of. I never really got into much of the supernatural like possession kind of movies or nothing. Like the exorcism, I don't really get into that personally. That's just me though. I had went to 2 week workshop hosted by Mel Gibson and a 1 week workshop hosted by William Peterson, who played uh, hosted by William Peterson, who played in Grimson on the original CSI. Oh, that's pretty cool. Mel Gibson's another good actor, as I said. Or I didn't say that, but I think we were talking about Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard's a great actor, and Mel Gibson. I'm not on the C train in the sense that I think he's alive. Oh man, I'm on the C train in the sense that it is the biggest cash grab, and I think that is the type of people that we're dealing with. Yeah, I could kind of understand what you mean, but personally, I just think that he could return. I really do 100% think that he can. A lot of people think it'll be just for fan service, but so Muhammad, what's up, Muhammad? How's it going, man? Thank you for coming on to the stream. You got great content, buddy. Wish I could support you via super chats, but regardless, you're great. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you, man. Like, I'm so happy that you came and you're supporting this channel because um you're great as well, man. I really appreciate you. Like seriously, it means the world to me that you're here. So Muhammad said, "What is your ranking for the Scream films, the Scream movies?" Um, so like, what do you mean, like 1 through 10? Whatever, like, is that what you mean? Um, or do you just want me to like give you like an order, basically? Oh, Muhammad. So so yeah, Muhammad. Can you let me know what you mean? Like, how do you want me to rank them? Do you want me to rank them 1 through 10, or do you want me to rank them like from your least? Oh, least to favorite. Oh, okay. So this is my my this is my personal favorites. All right, this is my list, my ranking. All right, so I go Scream one, um, Scream three. I personally enjoy Scream three. Scream three was definitely obviously Scream 1996 was that's a classic film. Scream three I think was great because of the I just really enjoyed the movie inside of a movie aspect. Um, I really enjoyed that aspect of the film. A lot of people don't really like that film a lot, and I think it's very underrated, personally. So I think Scream 1996 is my obviously number one. Number two is obviously Scream three for me. Um, Number three, Scream two, which Scream two is great. Obviously, it's kind of sad because Randy dies, but so Scream two is my third favorite, and then my fourth favorite is Scream four, and then after that, Scream five. So Scream five is my last. I think Scream five is easily the worst, definitely in the series, for sure. Um, definitely, definitely, the weakest in the franchise for sure. Scream three gets a lot of hate, but I feel like Scream three has a lot of iconic moments, and it's underrated in my eyes. Really underrated, but very underrated. Screen 3 is so meta they named every character, every new female character after Weinstein victim that would come out 10 years later to end up. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's really crazy. I really enjoyed Scream 3. As I said, it's very underrated in my eyes. There's a lot of stuff that's misunderstood in my eyes, Despite that, the Kevin Williamson wasn't able to, be in that film, write that film. Um, I felt like he was very underrated. The film is very underrated, as a whole. I really like that aspect. Like I said, the movie inside of a movie. Um, I really enjoyed that. So yeah, Muhammad. Scream 1996, number one. Number two, Scream 3. Number three, Scream 2. Number four, Scream 4. And then my last, Scream 5. Scream 5 is just the last. I personally just think it's the weakest in the franchise. That made Milton basically Harvey Weinstein and Carrie Fisher the first victim to come out and also actress. Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Did not know that, man. Interesting ranking, man. You hear your perspective on it. Yeah, you're very welcome, man. And yeah, I really, really, really try to um make it good enough. I'm just being honest. That's all I'm trying. I'm trying to be honest with with everybody. I just personally feel like this film, like Scream 3, like I said, it's my second favorite. And like I said, it's my second favorite, but mostly because, like I said, I really enjoyed it. You know, I think it's the best. You know, It's the best, and the like had the killer reveal and all that was really great in my eyes. I think it was very underrated, as I said. Um, the movie inside of a movie, I really enjoyed that element. Um, it's very underrated, so in my eyes. What is up, Dino? How's it going, man? I'm doing really great. Like I said, I'm going on for 2 hours now. Um, just popped in. I'm glad you came to the stream. Glad to see you. How you doing, by the way? Dino's coming in hot. Yeah, Dino's coming in hot. I chime in. Didn't find money. What about you? Dino, what is your favorite WWE finishing move? And when you and money shot. Huh. Talking wrestling there? In the chat there. Um, yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the ranking and all that. Like so. Um, and Dino and Muhammad. Dino and Muhammad, can you guys um so Dino and Muhammad, can you guys let me know like what your favorite, like, give me your ranking, like rankings of the Scream franchise? I'd really love to hear it. Blucka, I seen yours already. But I'm just kind of curious to see. Um, oh yeah, and Blucka says, yeah, this is Blucka's right here. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keeping it simple, man. Yep, exactly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's really a bad Scream film other than Scream 5. I think was just the worst. I think it's bad. I don't think there's really a bad Scream film though, personally. Um, so Ghostface, what are some franchises you like outside of Scream? Man, I really do like, because like, what do you mean like outside of Scream? You mean like, can it be horror related, or you just mean like other films in general, or what do you mean? Because I do like Halloween, obviously. That's my second favorite. My third is obviously my third is Friday the 13th. My fourth, um, is definitely um Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Fifth, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the sixth, Chucky Child's Play. So, but other films that I like outside of Scream, um, different like different generate like, oh, what am I saying? Sorry. So basically, my favorite films outside of Scream are like, I like the Hitman franchise. I'm actually, if you don't know, I'm really obsessed with horror movies and slashers. Um, I don't really like talking about the other ones as much as not as much as I do. Love not as much as I love talking about Scream and all that, but I do like Hitman. I like I like I like Rambo. Um, I like the Rocky franchise. I like the obviously the Hitman. The video game is really cool too. Um, I like Star Wars, the Star Wars franchise. Um, there's just so many others, man, that I like. I like revenge films too. You know, I really enjoy revenge films as well. Obviously, you know I like the Hitman films. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Ghostface Fanatic love. They are honest. It's nice to hear different perspectives on the films. Love all your Scream videos, and I've watched. Gonna catch up on a few of your other videos later. Okay, that sounds good, Mohammed. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate you. Seriously, you're you're a great supporter of this channel. Like, I really love your positivity. Yes, Blogger. Really, he's he's really nice. Really um positive, man. I really appreciate you, man. I know you love Hitman, but if I remember, you didn't watch the films. Um, I watched some. I think I watched the first. I think I watched the first film a while back. I don't really briefly remember. I just like the style. I like the style of the film, as I said. Um, and the movie that I didn't watch, I never watched Blade. I think that's what you're talking about. I never really watched Blade. I did watch Hitman before. I don't really remember, but I remember I loved it, like the style of film. Um, so I don't really remember them all that well, but I just like the style of the film. You know. I feel like the most common franchise ranking is 1, 4, or 5, 2, 3, and I usually see it in younger generation. Yeah, definitely. They put no Scream 3 at the last. It's very to me, it's very underrated, but that's just me, you know. So, which makes sense as 1, 4, and 5 on the same films, and would just depend on which were introduced. Exactly. Yes. My ranking is personally 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. Okay. Hey, I respect that. I respect that. I personally think Scream 3 is underrated, but a lot of people I know, I kind of feel what they feel. I kind of get what they're getting at. Um, I respect your honesty, man. You know, that's a great ranking, but I think Scream 3 is underrated. Personally, I think Scream 5 is last. Personally, but hey, man, I respect your opinion though. 100%. 1, 2, 4. So Muhammad says my personal ranking is 1, 2, 5, 3. I like some of the sequels, but I do find them to be repeating what the first film did. Not just as fresh and creative as the first. I still enjoy some of them though. Oh yeah, 100%. I enjoyed, like I said, Scream 3 is my second favorite. Um, Scream 3 is like, I think Scream 5 is the worst. You know, I think Scream 5 is easily. I think Scream 5 is, like I said, it's my last favorite um because of the because of the there's no chase scenes. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Um, and Scream 3 to me had the most iconic chase scenes and all that. You know. It had a lot of great moments. So that's why I put Scream. That's why Scream 3 is just my second. Personally, that's just me though. I think it's underrated. Muhammad is full of positive. I love it. Yes, Muhammad is great. So you watched the Hitman movie with Mickey, right? With Mickey, I'm not 100% sure. Uh oh yeah. He played in all of them, if I'm not mistaken. He played in all the uh Hitman movies. I like the game as well. Oh, Mickey from Scream 2. Oh, you're talking about Timothy Elfont or Timothy Alphon or something. That's his name, the guy who played Mickey. Oh yeah. I don't really remember 100%, but that's actually crazy. Like I said, I didn't like really watch all the films like that, but I did enjoy. I think I watched the first one, and I found it very entertaining. And obviously the games. I really love the games. So I love way too many movies, but if I had some and name some, Tropic Thunder and the other guys, Raid the Redemption, Total Recall with Arnold and John Wick. Oh yeah, 100%, man. That's great. Um, and have you guys ever seen? Because as I said, I like revenge films as well. So have you guys ever seen Death Sentence? Let me know in the chat if you guys ever seen Death Sentence before with Kevin Bacon. So in Scream 96 considered a top or a 10 in the Scream franchise, or is there no flat out 10 in the franchise? Um, I don't think like I don't think there's a flat out 10 in the whole franchise because obviously. So if I gotta rank Scream 1996, I'll give that a 10. Um, um, I'm gonna give Scream 1996 a 10. Obviously, Scream 2, I'll give that a 10 because I enjoyed that film. Scream 3, I'll give that a 10. Personally, these are just this is my honest rankings here. Scream 4, I think they're all a 10 other than 5. I think 5 is like a 6 for me or a 5. Um, I think they're all mostly a 10 though for me. Because I think Scream 3 is very underrated, as I said. It doesn't get a lot of love, I feel like, and it gets too much hate. Is there a close second to 96, or is there a gap? Um, I don't really think there's any. I don't think there's any Scream film really better than the first Scream film. You know, the first Scream film is always going to be iconic. And is there a close second, or is there a gap? No, I don't. I think there is a close second. Uh, there might be a gap. I think, because like I said, Scream 1996. I don't know. It's just an iconic film. I really love it. I think I don't really think there's gonna be um any other film better than that film because obviously that's iconic. Death Sentence is a great film. but I think I prefer his Stir of Echoes. I feel you. So do you think there is no room for improvement to 1 point? Okay. So do you so you think there is room for improvement on 1 to 4? Not trying to throw shade, but I feel like 2 and 5 definitely had lots of room for improvement. Um, like definitely Scream 5. Scream 2 wasn't as bad. If that's what you're talking about, I don't know. Are you talking about the Scream movies or um Scream 2 wasn't bad to me. I think Scream 2 was actually a great sequel. I think um Scream 5 was definitely the word. Scream 5 is my obviously last favorite, as you like I said. Um, it's not as good as the others, the other four. As I said, it's just different. It's a different style of film. But I would say that every movie. Let me just say this: every movie is gonna have mistakes. There's not gonna be a single movie that's gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? So, if I have to be honest with you, I think that um Scream 1996, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like it's an iconic film, but there's a lot of stuff in there that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like the fact that, like I said, that the fact that that Ghostface was stalking like Sydney and Tatum in the, I mean that didn't really make too much sense, I guess. But films ain't gonna be perfect, as I said. Um, but it's still an iconic film. Scream 2 didn't have really that much mistake other than killing Randy. I think killing Randy was the biggest mistake, and I would have definitely, did something a little different with that. Um, Scream 4 wasn't that bad either. Scream 4, Scream 3 maybe had some cheesy moments, but it was a good film. It's an underrated film in my eyes. Scream 4, Scream 4 only had one problem for me was Charlie. Charlie as the killer. And I didn't really like him as much. But I did like Scream 4. Ghostface Fanatic. What aspects of Scream 5 don't you like in comparison to the rest? Um, so the problems that I have with Scream 5 compared to the rest is that number one, no chase scenes. Number two, Dewey's death, how he died, and like I said, the execution of his death. Obviously, I didn't think that he should have. If he was shooting at Ghostface, he was shooting. He shot Ghostface. Like, why wouldn't he have shot him? Shot him in the head when he had the chance. Um, that's the problem that I had. The execution of his death, of Dewey's death. Um, Number three, character development wasn't all that great to me. Um, Number four, the dialogue was all right. It wasn't all that good to me either. Um, Number five, the kill count. The kill count wasn't that big. It just seemed like a whole different film compared to the other four. You know, Wes Craven obviously had the chase scenes. He had all the um chase scenes and all that, right? And I just felt that there should have been more. Definitely should have been more. Should have been chase scenes in the film, especially if they were showing tribute to Wes Craven. So That's what I feel like personally. So if I'm being honest, I think that's the reason why. That's the aspects I really didn't like about Scream Five. The fact that there wasn't a single chase scene in the film compared to the other four. Like, because the other four films had like so many chase scenes, so many great moments and chase scenes and all that. Um, and it just seemed like it was too like fast. Like, I know it's a different style of film, all right. I understand that it's different. It's a different company. It's a different different directors and writers. Um, Compared to Wes Craven, I know that, but the style of film was just different in terms of the like I said, the chase, no chase scenes, um, none of that in the film, and it seemed like the film was just too short, to me. And the fact that they were rehashing Scream 1996, like I understand, yeah, they were showing tribute to Wes Craven, so they had no, I would have did that too, but still, I mean, Scream 5 literally didn't have chase scenes, didn't have enough kills for me. It didn't have it didn't really have a much that much kills for me. So that's why I think it's the last, and that's the aspects I did not like compared to the other four. Was the chase scenes and all that. You know, it's a different style of film. I understand, but then again, they're showing tribute to Wes. Should have added the chase scenes. So I was saying Scream 2, 3, 4, and 5 all felt like inferior films in the writing department, and that mode all started less scary or interesting. Oh, yeah, I think Scream 5 was definitely the least. I think that's like the least like interesting. Scream 5, like I said, like I don't know, man, it just wasn't for me. Like I liked it. Okay, like I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it 100%, but the problem is that you didn't have chase scenes, you didn't have all those iconic moments, from the other four films, you know, and we need to get back to those. Um, I felt like Scream 2 was pretty scary. I felt like they were all pretty scary. So what made Scream 1996 good is that it had a bunch of characters who lived crossover with Sydney, so it made it so easy to advance the story without having to waste much screen. Exactly, yes. Scream 1996 is iconic. As I said, Drew Barrymore, that opening scene alone is just iconic on itself. That whole scene when she's opening when she's in the opening scene. Well, people don't remember that she was supposed to play the role of Sydney Prescott originally, but she didn't really want to do it. I guess Drew Barrymore didn't really want to do it, so they kind of changed the script and all that, and decided just to make her. She wanted to be the opening, kill. So instead of being Sydney. But yeah, Scream 1996 is just iconic, man. It's the best. It's the best Scream film. Val, hey there. How's it going, Val? How you doing tonight? Thank you for popping in. I'm glad that you're here. How you doing? You get introduced to Sydney in almost everything. She is basically introducing you to her mom, and it's the family's dark past. Um, you talking about Scream 3? Because I love Scream 3. Like I said, I didn't mind that because I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't see why people have necessarily a problem with that. Like I understand people are gonna like certain stuff and some people ain't gonna like. People are gonna like stuff and some people ain't gonna like stuff. I understand that. People got different tastes, but I personally thought it made sense to incorporate that into Scream 3 because we never really found out much about Marine. You know what I mean? So I really think it was a good way to kind of, add that to the film. That's just personally for me though, man. I that's just personally me. It's very underrated. Which leads in an explain motive that doesn't require a 10-minute unlock explaining the whole movie again. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about Scream 1996. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about that, man. I misunderstood. But I agree with you 100%. You look at Scream 2, 3, 4, and 5, they all had over when it came time to reveal, which showed how much the writing suffered from Scream 1996. I don't know, man. A lot of people had said that, but I kind of think that's they were all pretty good. I think they were all pretty good films. I don't think there was a bad one. Obviously, Scream 5 I didn't really like. I mean, I liked it, but then again, it was all right, I guess. But I think it's in the bottom of my list. As I said. Muhammad said, "What is your thoughts on Screen 5's cinematography? I see some people complain about the lighting and stuff. Man, I don't see it as a problem. I think it's Screen 4 is obviously the best, like like basically what I'm saying is that Screen 4 is the best movie talking about like remakes and all that. I think it's a really great film. Um, a lot of people consider that to be like the real like remake and all, like a remake, but it's not really a remake. Because it's obviously the OG3. The OG3's in the movie. Obviously, it's the actual actors. You know, so that's what I was saying. That's what I would say. But Scream 4 had great lighting. I thought the lighting was pretty good. Um, I thought it was well written. I thought the film was pretty good. The only problem that I had was obviously Charlie. Charlie, I did not buy him as a killer. I didn't like him. He didn't really have that it factor for me. Um, he felt too whiny. Basically, is what I'm saying. The lighting was great though. The lighting was perfect. I enjoyed the. It looked pretty good. I don't see any problem with that. I thought it was great. I feel like Scream One and no camera work justice. Scream 5 was by far the worst camera work we've seen in maybe any big budget horror. Blanca, you're 100% correct, man. Scream 5 is the worst camera work in horror movie history. Like, come on, man. Like, Scream 5 is just, oh, man. It's disappointing. It really is. Blanca, I'd say Screen 1996, and Blanca says, I'd say Screen 1996 is a 9.5. Screen 2 is a 7.5. Screen 3 is a 7. And Screen is a 6. Screen 4 is a 6. And Screen 5 is a 5 or 5.5. It gets harder for me to rank this above average after each watch. You know, man, I really respect that. As I said, I personally don't really think that there's really a bad Scream film other than Scream 5. I think Scream 5 was like, I think Scream 4 was like the last, like great Scream film that we got, personally. Um, that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people disagree, but that's totally fine. Um, but Scream 5, like I said, it was disappointing, man. You know, Scream 4 was definitely, definitely the last, like, great film, in my opinion. Now, I was saying Screen 19 singing, you watch the scene progression and following Sydney and their friends. Their elders want also explain Homer reading. So you didn't need to really explain. Exactly, yeah. That's what made Screen 1996 so great, you know? Because you basically didn't really have to explain. You didn't have to, really explain, you know, explain it again, basically. I understand what you mean. Great point, man. Screen 1996, like I said, is iconic. Um, yeah, it's the best Scream film. Muhammad said, "I like the lighting too." Ghostface fanatic. Yeah, man, Muhammad. I'm glad that we agree on that, man, because I really enjoyed the lighting. I think the lighting was great. Um, I really do think it was great. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Um, I'm going on for like I've been going on for like 2 hours now. I believe. Um, I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream because I'm kind of getting a little wore out now. I'm about to like head out. Hope you guys have a great night and good night sleep. Um, so Blanca, okay, 1 minute here. So nice stream and nice talks. Keep up the good work, man. Blanca, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep on doing these live streams here and there because I really, 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 really enjoy. I love you guys. You guys are great supporters. Of this channel, and if it wasn't for you guys, I really, 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 you know, I really wouldn't be where I'm at. Basically, I'm at 61 subscribers right now. And I'm gonna be, going up. Hopefully, I get, more subscribers. Um, just keep growing every day. That's what it's basically about. Hopefully, I could get up to at least 100. You know. But thank you, man. I really appreciate you. Muhammad says, "Great stream, buddy. Hope you do great, or hope you uh do these more often." Yes, exactly. Absolutely, man. And thank you. I appreciate you too, man. Your positivity is so great. I really You're awesome, man. Um More content coming too, man, by the way. More content will be coming. More, screen videos obviously. Just gonna keep them, coming, man. So glad to see you live streaming now. Yes. A lot of people's been wanting me to live stream for a while. And I thought that, I thought it'd be cool to kind of, I thought it'd be kind of cool um to, you know, interact with people, have a nice conversation with you guys, you know. I really love it. I love, speculating about what's going to happen in Scream 6. I like speculating about Halloween Ends. Um I love speculating about it all, you know. It's just fun coming up with like cool like theories, you know. Live streams are very fun. Like I said, you come up with fun theories and all that, and it's very fun. Both your videos and live streams are great. And Muhammad, I really do appreciate you, man. I really do. I hope you guys really did it. I hope you guys truly enjoyed this live stream. Like I said, um I wouldn't be where I'm at without you guys. Like I said, thank you for all your guys' support. It means a lot. Um he said Val and Muhammad are great. Yes, they're great. Val and Muhammad and Blanca, you're great too. And so is Dino. Dino, I don't know if you're still here or not. I think that he left. Maybe, but yeah, Val, Muhammad, Blanca, you guys are all great. Great supporters, as I said. Um like I said, keep an eye out for, more content, obviously. Because obviously, I'm gonna keep the videos rolling, man. That's the only way I'm gonna grow. Right? I gotta keep on rolling, out the content. Um, but all right, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Hope you guys have a good night rest. Um, like I said, hopefully you guys have a good night rest. Blanca, Muhammad, Val, you guys are all great. Dino, you're great as well. I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to tell your friends, tell whoever you guys want, tell anybody, tell them about my channel. Tell them to subscribe to this channel so I could, it would really help out a lot if you guys could do that. But with that being said, guys, have a great night, everyone. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams.